there, he's there once again to win the audience participation round. मगर देखते हैं इस टाइम जीत पाएंगे कि नहीं हरितोष.
मैं तो गीता मैम का सुनने आया हूँ, मुझे पार्टिसिपेशन में डालिए.
नहीं हरितोष, you are by default a participant. Okay, great, awesome. So we have got Sogan joining us from Iran. That's an amazing thing. Great. It seems amazing. USA, Nepal, UK, Iran are awesome. Sudeep, the virtual stage is all yours. Show your magic.
Thank you, Abu Bhai. Good evening, everyone. Before starting the meeting, I request everyone to switch on their camera so that we all can appreciate nature by seeing your beautiful faces. It's an humble request. Yes, thank you very much. Namaskar and welcome to the 39th meeting of Leaders Are Readers Book Club. I was being called as Mona Lisa by most of my teachers during school days. Easygoing and not thinking so much about the future. Foodie, being close to nature are the few elements of Mr. Sudeep Khanna. That's me. Friends, today's meeting is divided into 4 parts. Presentation by the keynote speaker, question answer round by where you can ask a question to the keynote speaker, storytelling session, audience participation. Before that, as a famous saying is going on in most of our times that we hear, time and tide waits for no man. Let me introduce the Toastmaster Paramjot, who is the timer of today's meeting. Param, we all are familiar about him. He is the Toastmaster since 3 years and a proud member of Leaders Are Readers Club. Friends, before beginning the presentation by the keynote speaker, let me share you 2 important statistics. Today, 1 in 4 children under the age of 18, that is a total of about 17.4 million, are being raised without a father, and nearly half, that is 45%, live below the poverty line. Second important statistics, a research revealed that fathers today have a better understanding of the importance of parenting and are actively taking part in it. Last but not the least, eye-opening statistics. Besides, only 3% of fathers have never changed the diapers of their children. Friends, today we have one of the most charismatic personality among ourselves. She has been teaching English to the senior classes for more than 25 years now. She is passionately involved in her teaching profession. She is the coordinator of the Hindu newspaper subscribed for the students in her school. She is also the co-editor of a school magazine. She loves to teach the unprivileged children during her free time. She is very fond of swimming, traveling, and singing. She will be talking about parenting today and is a proud parent of 2 kids who are not only doing very well in their life, but also excellent human beings, for which she is extremely thankful to Almighty. Friends, let's have a standing ovation and a large applause for Gita Kashyap Madam. Gita Madam, we welcome you all, and today you would be sharing your insights on parenting. So ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sudeep, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. I'm really elated. Thank you to the whole team of Leaders Are Readers Book Club for inviting me to be the keynote speaker today. And today, as you all know, I'm going to speak on parenting. Now, before I proceed further, I would like to tell you, let me take you back 20 years from now in the past, what the scene was like in my house 20 years back. It was like a scene from a Charlie Chaplin movie. I was in the kitchen and my children packing their bags in the morning, 6 a.m. Mom, where is my pencil box? Mom, I can't find my English notebook. You kept it somewhere. In the kitchen, I would be nearly bursting the pressure would be rising. The pressure on the cooker on the gas and the pressure in my mind would be really equivalent. I would be on the verge of throwing the rolling pin at them. So after coming back from the school, my father, who was watching all this and a very strict discipliner, he called us, three of us together, and he said, Gita, let me tell you one thing. Why don't you instill discipline in your children? He told my children, Mom is working so hard. If you take away all her energy early in the morning, what is left for the whole day? So be careful that you pack your bags in the evening, put your uniforms at the right place in the evening, and that will make things wonderful for everybody. One small tip of parenting changed my whole life. My children understood what their grandfather said. After that, life became very smooth for us. So friends, today, the parenting session, I'm not going to talk anything out of the world, anything extraordinary or magical. I'm going to talk what you people already know about. Reading the stories in the chat box that you all had sent, I was amazed to see what wonderful parents you already are. So what I'm going to do is, what we do, we forget things at times. So just to remind us again and again, we have to keep telling each other. So before I start with the session, I would like you all to just write down in the chat box how many of you are parents. Or you can raise your hands. You can raise your hands and show me how many of you are parents. I want everybody to switch on their videos. Yeah, I can see many of you. What? And you can write in the chat box the age of your children. Haritosh, 4 years. What about the others? Yeah, Bobby Mittal, 19 and 24. Then Sushil, 9. 4 years. Okay, very fine, very fine. Let us continue with the session. Can I get the first slide, please? Yeah, the first thing which is very, very important is don't pamper your child to the extent of spoiling them. Be tough at times. Now, what happens is all of us have 1 or 2 children these days. And what we want to do, we want to give them everything that is necessary. Everything that they desire, we want to give them. Whatever we could not get in our lives, we want to give our children, thus spoiling them at times. Learn to say no at times. It's very, very important. Now, I will give you an example. My sister, a few years back, when she came with her little son, what the child was doing, every day he would want a new car. Every day. And when she would not get, he would scream and yell and lie down on the floor, throw all kinds of tantrums. And poor girl, she would go rushing to the market and get a new toy car for him. So this was happening every day. I was surprised. I asked her, what are you doing, Bobby? This is not the right way. And what she told me, Idadi, it's okay. It's fine. At least he'll be quiet for some time. It's just a matter of 100 rupees, 150 rupees. At least he'll be quiet and we can be talking in peace for some time. Now, this is where we make the mistake. We are not supposed to give in to their demands. They are getting spoiled that way. So what happens when they grow up? Later, when they grow up, they are getting used to getting yes every time. They will not accept no. And life is always not very pleasant. It's not always that you get the things that you desire. You will not always get it. So it is important to be tough at times and say no. Tough now and it will be easier later. So this was the first point. Next slide, please. Kids don't need your presence. They need your presence. What happens these days? Most of the parents are working. They're working and they come back late, even the mothers. So what happens is they feel guilty and they want to bring all the expensive gifts for them, all the expensive presents for their children in order to make up for the loss of time that they can give to the children. And for some time, it's fine. Children are happy when they get the gifts. But what they need exactly is your presence. That is more important. Talk to them, be friendly with them. That is really very, very important in their lives. Unless and until you talk to them, they will never come out carefreely. They will never come out comfortably with their problems. You cannot understand, even little children have a lot of problems in their mind. Lots of things are going on in their mind. So it is important, make them feel comfortable with you. It is very, very important so that they don't hesitate. Because if nobody can understand the children better than their own parents. If you don't sit and chat with them, what will happen? They will go and share it with XYZ, with their own friends. So it's very, very important to sit, give them time. That is extremely important. You can sit at the dining table and talk to them. You can sit at the bedtime and talk to them. Ask them what happened during the day. Whatever happened, they can share with their teachers, with their friends. They have to share. Only then they will be comfortable. Another experience I tell you with my own daughter. She was in 3rd standard. Now, she was a very plump and cute child. My neighbor, that is one of my husband's colleague, he would come very often to our house. Very often to our house, give her chocolates and get for her some sweets or toffees. One day, my daughter comes to me and tells me, Mom, I don't like this uncle. Gande uncle. I don't like him. So now, that struck me. I was shocked. Something was seriously wrong. Later, I talked to her and she opened up. I was so happy that she opened up with me and she told me frankly whatever was going on. If she had not told me, things could have been disastrous. So let your children be free with you. Give them that comfort level. That is something really, really important. Otherwise, they will not share with you. And don't mock at them. Many parents have the habit of just making fun. Don't talk rubbish. Don't talk like this about your uncle. And these things are not good. Children will then they'll feel hesitant to talk to you if you don't give them your ears to and listen to them. And don't mock them, don't evaluate them, don't judge them. So next slide, please. Instill moral values in your child. Children learn more from what you are than what you teach them. Set a good example. Parents are the best role models for their children. They will do whatever they see. So instill the moral value. When we were young, I remember in my school, we had a moral science period and 45 minutes moral science period, and we would talk to our sisters. Similarly, even at home, my mother used to tell a moral story every evening. Every evening, she would tell us, study hard properly, and then I will tell you. Tell them stories from the scriptures, the Bible, the Gita, the Quran. Let them get knowledge about that. Tell them motivational stories. That helps them a lot. For example, the story of Arunima Sinha. How boldly, how courageously, in spite of all the difficulties in her life, her leg was amputed. She was thrown out of the train. Her leg was amputed. In spite of that, instead of getting carried away by the people who were pitying her, she made up her mind there and then in the hospital that she would climb the Mount Everest. And she did succeed. So strong was her willpower. When you tell children stories of this kind, motivational stories, they will learn a lot. Another thing, take them to the orphanage. Take them to the old age home. That is how they learn things. They will learn charity. They will learn benevolence. When they share their toys, when they share their sweets and chocolates with the other children who are less privileged, they can really, when they see the joy in their eyes, that will teach them a lot of things. So just by telling them, do this, don't tell lies, don't steal, is not going to help. Set an example and show them things, read stories, that will help them. Next slide, please. Practice what you preach. Again, almost the same thing. Practice what you preach, because sometimes what happens, parents will be sitting with the mobile phone. They'll be sitting on the laptop the whole day and they'll tell their children, don't do this. They'll watch the television. So if you do not practice The things that you're preaching, they are not going to learn. They are not going to understand. They will look at you and do things accordingly. If you use abusive language, and are rude to them or hit them, that's what they are going to learn. So be very careful the kind of language that you're using, the kind of behavior that you are showing them. They are going to learn from you. Nobody can teach the children better than their own parents. Next slide, please. Children are apt to live your belief of them. Okay, learn to respect them. Now, this is again another important point to be noted. Children, what they do is, when we tell them, you are a duffer, you are an idiot, my child is such a spoiled brat, they believe that. Again and again, if you keep telling the same thing day and night and keep telling this to 10 other people, your friends, your sisters, when you tell all this, what is the child learning? The child believes that he's a duffer. He will not. So learn to respect them. They have their own values. I've seen this in my parent-teacher meeting. When the parents come, we give them the report card. There and then they start scolding their children in front of 10 other parents, in front of so many children. They start scolding their kids. I told him all the time to study hard, but he had never been studying. He never listened to me. He's such a spoiled brat. Children feel humiliated. Don't insult them in front. Sometimes it becomes a melodramatic scene in the parent-teacher room. Even the mothers, they start crying. I've been telling him he has such bad company. He goes around with such bad children. So avoid all this, at least in front of others. You can sit and talk to them personally, one-to-one talk, but don't insult them. They too have their own self-respect, and it's very important to keep in mind their self-respect. Do not spoil their ego. That will really demotivate them. So instead, if you use words like, I'm very proud of my children. You're doing so well in life. I'm so happy. You made me so happy. I'm blessed to have children like you. If you make these statements, they're going to prove themselves to be better than what you expect out of them. So learn to respect them, learn to respect their feelings. Next slide. Yeah, this is something very, very important. Don't compare them with others. Love them for who they are. This is something, just as I said, do you like to be compared with others? Even at this age, how many of you like to be compared? None of us. What if your child comes and tells you, Mom, you look so fat. Look at Aunt so-and-so. She's so slim and maintained. Will you like it? No. What if your son comes and tells you, Dad, that uncle my friend's father is a CEO. He has been promoted. He's much younger than you. What are you doing in the office? No promotion till now. I haven't seen it. Didn't you work hard during your childhood? So if you don't like all these comparisons, how can you expect the little children to love comparison? They will never like it. You can talk to them, compare them with their own selves. Last time you got 60% marks, this time you're getting 70%. Very good. I'm very happy. Love them for what they are. Don't keep comparing them with their siblings, with your neighbors, or with any other children in the class. They hate it. That will not work. That will never work. So accept them for what they are and love them for what they are. They may not be very good in their studies. They may not be able to score very good marks, but they have so many other talents. Accept that. Maybe a good singer. Maybe they are good painters. So that is important, to see their talent instead of comparing them for what they can't do. Next slide, please. Never force them to do things that they don't like. Discover their strengths and passion. This is also very, very disastrous. We have seen so many movies, especially example, Three Idiots. We have seen in that movie, the message was so profound, but how many of us are really following that? We seem to forget the message. We do not understand what their strengths are. We try to force them to do things what they don't want to. Just because I'm a doctor, my wife is a doctor, we have built a hospital here and we want our children to continue with that so that they can take care of the hospital. Or if I built a big empire, I'm a businessman, I would like my child to become a businessman like me and carry on with that empire. No, not at all. Why should you force them to do things which they don't like? That is really terrible. You cannot force them. And this is happening even with my students. I see a number of times they come and tell, ma'am, I didn't want to take up these subjects, but my father forced me to. And you talk to the parent, they will tell you that, ma'am, at the age of 16 or 17, they don't understand anything. They do. They do understand. You can talk to them. I don't say that don't talk to them at all. Talk to them. Try to make them understand your children. But if they do not feel like doing things, don't force them. If they don't want to become a doctor, don't force them to become a doctor. I know. Now I will tell an incident about in my own family here. My nephew, my brother-in-law, my husband's youngest brother's son, the only son of his parents, he was not wanting to take up science. He wanted to take up arts. He knew he was not good in science. But parents, not just the parents, the whole family was after his life to take up science. What happened? Especially the eldest sister-in-law. My eldest sister-in-law, his bua, she is a rich lady, an extremely rich lady, but she doesn't have any kids of her own. Now she pampered this child a lot and she says, I'm going to make him a doctor, no matter what. No matter what, he's going to become a doctor. I have a lot of money. I'll pay 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, even in the paid seat, but I will see him become a doctor. So this was so terrible. The child tried, could not continue. He talked to me a number of times. I tried to talk to everybody, but nobody listened to me. Everybody was adamant he can do, children can do. So one day he rings me up in the morning. Badi Mama, he used to call me Badi Mama. Badi Mama, I want to talk to you. This is something serious. I said, Beta, right now I'm in a hurry. I'm going to school. Let's talk in the evening. Let's talk in the evening. In the evening, I was busy. I forgot completely about it. 2 days later, I get the news that this child had committed suicide. Unbelievable. I cursed myself. Why didn't I listen to him? Why didn't I stop my car and listen to him for some time? It's really, really sad. What's the use of regretting? The child was gone forever. The innocent child, the most beautiful child, he was gone. It's not just that child. There are so many other children in our country who are doing the same thing. So it's very important, parents, all those who are sitting here, my main purpose of setting this session was to give this message. Let us not force our children to do things which they don't want. Let them live their lives happily. It's very important that they live their lives happily. Doesn't matter if they don't become doctors and engineers and IMs and IITians. Doesn't matter at all, so long as they are happy. Their happiness is a priority, of prior importance to in our lives. So please take this. Last but not the least, never try to be a perfect parent. None of us are perfect. Don't be real parents. Don't try to be a super mom or a super dad. It's okay. Let us accept. Let us be real parents. There's no need to be super human beings. We cannot be perfect in anything. In anything. Am I perfect? Are you perfect? None of us are perfect. So let us accept our children happily as they are. And let's not force them to do things which they don't want. That is really important for everybody. Thank you. Over to you, Sudeep.
Thank you very much, madam, for a great insight. In today's era, we are 100% dependent on technology, and that to Google. So friends, we are 38 friends who are present today in the meeting. It's an humble request that we should not depend on Google and ask questions to Google. In spite, we should take this opportunity and ask Gita madam, whatever questions that are in your mind as per parenting is concerned. I request everyone to ask questions to Gita ma'am. So this time is being allocated to ask questions related to parenting. So I request all the participants to please either raise their hand or type their name on the chat box so that I would be inviting them for asking them questions.
I think Nisha is there. She wants to ask something.
Yeah, Nisha ma'am, over to you.
Good evening, Gita ma'am.
Yeah.
That was a very, I just missed the first part, but the last part only I came, but that was very powerful. It brought tears to my eyes. I just wanted to ask that suppose my kids are very young right now. One is 9 years and one is 5 years. But
Yeah.
still, I feel that I had made some basic mistakes during their growing up years. The time that was means the milestones. I had missed some of the means good parenting experiences with them, and now I means one more thing that I had them very late in my life. I don't know because of that or what. Maybe because of that, I'm having anger issues sometimes. So I shout a lot. I don't raise my hands or something like that, but I shout a lot. I realize it's my mistake, but means at that moment I can't help myself. So how do you think? What do you think I should do to rectify my mistakes which I made earlier?
Yeah, Nisha, that's a good question. And I just said that even we all are human beings. We cannot be perfect. We do shout when we get angry. Now, in the class of 40 children, though we try our level best not to shout at them, but we do because we are humans. But what is important is by shouting, the purpose is not getting solved at all. It will not get solved. So it is better talk to them. Talk to them politely, ask them what their problem is when they're fighting with each other or when they show some kind of rivalry. Ask them what is their problem and try to understand them. As a parent, nobody can understand your children better than you. And you got your children at a late stage and you know how precious children are. The moment you hold your child in your arms, that can be the most beautiful moment of in the world. So try to understand their problems, and a little bit of shouting and yelling, it doesn't matter, but try to avoid it and talk to them politely, try to understand them, and I think things will work fine for you. And don't feel guilty at all. Don't feel all mothers are like that. All mothers are the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I would be requesting Amit ji to ask questions.
Hi, Gita ma'am. I just joined the session, but the last points that you covered, like we should never force our children. So I just want to know, like most of children, like not want to read, not want to studies. They have least interest in studies, and if we don't force them to go for studies, then how things work?
Yeah, that we cannot stop them. What I'm talking about is in their career. If they don't want to pick up studies, they have to go through. And no matter what we say, don't bother about the marks. We are all conscious about the marks also, because our country, we are living in such a country. If they don't get the marks, they will not get admission in any good college. What I mean to say is, if they don't study, find out the reason. Find out the reason why they are not studying. Whether they're not finding that subject interesting. Sometimes they find, for example, maths at times or social studies, they find it so difficult, they don't understand and they don't want to study those. Find out the basic problem, why they are not interested, because all children, if they understand the thing, they're going to love their studies. So talk to their teacher, go and meet their teacher, whatever subject they don't like, talk to that particular teacher, and after you come to know the basic reason why they are not liking their studies, you will find it much better. Or if they feel the need, you can even put them in the coaching. Maths, sometimes what happens, parents are not good in maths, especially in maths. I've seen many parents, they have this problem. The children don't do well in maths and the parents are upset, the children are upset, they don't want to study. At times they don't even want to come to school because of that, because they're scolded time and again. So if they're not interested in studies, talk to their teacher, let us know the reason. And if they don't want to go to school also, as you've not said, but there are some children do. So find out the basic reason behind it, because every child, for everything, there is a reason behind. If they're not studying properly or if they don't want to go to school, there could be some reason. So find out that particular reason. And once you find out, try to act upon it. And that will really help. I hope I made it clear. Amit?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Gita madam. And with respect of time, the others, I request all the other participants to share your questions on Leaders Are Leaders Book Club, and we request Gita madam to answer your
Yeah,
questions.
sure. I will answer the questions. You can send me personally also. I will answer whatever doubts you have. I will just let you know. Thank you
Thank,
so much.
thank you, Gita madam. It was a great privilege and honor for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Friends, moving ahead. Now, this is one of the most excited part of the entire session. Stories are magic. They create other worlds, emotions, ideas, and make the everyday seem incredible. They can teach us empathy and take us on the terrific journeys. They can make us laugh, cry, jump, fright, and then comfort us with a happy ending. Friends, let me take the privilege to introduce you to Rose, a perpetual optimist by blood and a dreamer by choice. She will be sharing with you all an epoch of her life. I hope you like it. So, Rose ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to share with you a true story that's based on my life. And so here it goes. The day I saw him, I realized he was a stranger, dark and shy, tucked out old shirt, loose shorts, and not so fancy slippers. I punctuated my play as Dad pulled me nearer to introduce me to his family, the new family in our church. As a pattern, I greeted the elders and ran back to resume the half-won game. The frilled frogs and the butterfly clips, the hide and seek game outside the church courtyard, the dreams of getting taller one day, and the pocket money system had all flown with years. Dupatta had become a necessity now. Standing in the choir, my eyes flinched at him, struggling to quench a week's thirst. How I wish Sundays could come more often. He played drums in the church, and somewhere, silently, the beats of my heart. The sweat on his bronze skin glittered with every rhythm his hands created on the instrument, oblivious of what was getting created within me. Something pure like never before had started to arrest me, and I, a willing victim. If there was a reason that pulled me toward him, it was nothing. There was immense pleasure when our gaze intersected, peace to the storm inside. People treated me special in church, much better than the rest of my friends. Surprise gifts and pampering had become a routine. Little did I do anything to be the center of attention. Being the pastor's daughter, I was used to it by now. Not everything was as rosy as it seemed, though. There was a great deal with that designation. The greatest of all, not to fall in love before you are officially engaged to a stranger. I grew up learning the philosophy and believed good girls don't fall in love. However, it was my turn to encounter the reality, and all I knew was I wasn't bad, I was in love. We were not the best looking couple around, and we enjoyed people giving us not so much of an attention. The probability of getting caught increases otherwise. To us, branded clothes didn't matter, neither did makeup. I loved his skin and he mine. We drove around the city, ate from every corner, tiptoed in the rain, and laughed endlessly. Long chats on phone, even though we had nothing new to talk. Non-stop text messages, and yes, frequent meetings were common now. As we came closer, minutes, days, and years flew like an arrow. Everything in me was happy, extremely happy. We no more called each other by names. Whatever came out was only love. I was always doubtful if, like all love stories that they show in movies, would mine have a happy ending too. Deep inside, my heart had started to feel shallow. The thought that I wouldn't be with him forever made me sick. Our families were extremists. Dad wouldn't compromise on marrying his dearest daughter to a not so wealthy family. The struggle inside me always kept me unhappy while alone. It was vain making them understand my affection towards him, and so I always remained in a dilemma. As they say, secrets don't last forever, mine didn't last too. There I was, standing guilty of what I did. Mom was yelling at me. Dad was absolutely quiet. I had become the criminal and also the victim. In the midst of all the quarrels, arguments, disagreements, tears, heartaches, and drama, I knew it was still worth it. 6 months later, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness or in health, to love and to cherish till death do us apart. And hereto I pledge you my faithfulness. Thus we took our marriage vows. Never did I think I could be this happier. My family loves him. He has indeed made my life beautiful. Even though we fight, disagree, and sometimes yell at each other, we love to stick around each other. We still drive around the city, eat from every corner, tiptoe in the rain, and laugh endlessly. Our long chats occur in the bed, and even though we have nothing new to talk, we have a lot of memories to relish, and the best part is we meet every day. Thank you.
Wow, madam, wow.
Thank you.
Now, me and Abu Bhai have decided that we would be financing a new feature film, and we would be making a film based on your love story now.
Oh, honored. I'm honored.
Abu Bhai, you have to finance, sir. Okay, moving ahead, we always have heard about this proverb that winning is not important, but participation is more important than winning. So, friends, you all are ready for the activity?
Yay!
One more time. Are everybody ready for the participation?
Yay!
Yes. So let me share the screen. Yeah. Okay. Abu Bhai, can you just confirm whether you could be seeing some slides on the screen, which is being mentioned as welcome?
Bhai, it's taking some time. Can you
Okay.
share your screen once again?
Yeah. Just I apologize for the thing. Now, am I able to? Now, are you able to see?
Absolutely, it's there, Bhai. It's there.
Okay. Okay. So, the instructions to all the participants: a situation will be narrated to you, and you have to react to this situation based as a parent. I would repeat the instructions again. A situation will be narrated to you or will be shown to you on the screen. So you have to imagine that situation, and as a parent, how you react to that you have to share it in 2 minutes. Okay, so I'm getting the participant's name. Just me check whether the first participant. Uh, Abu Bhai, just can you, yeah, just.
Yes, Bhai. Haritosh. The first
Haritosh Bhai.
candidate is Haritosh.
Okay, so Haritosh Bhai, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
The first situation, as your daughter feels that you hate her and love only her brother. She has started telling this to everyone around her. So how you will be reacting to this situation as a parent? The time starts now.
Hey, Ruhi, what is this? I heard you were talking to Uncle Sam and you told her you hate me? Yes. And why did you do that? You love Bhaiya more. You don't love me. Why do you think I love Bhaiya more and don't you? You always give him all the new clothes. You always give him new gifts. You never give me anything. Are you sure you're saying what you're saying is right? Yes. Now, even though I'm only a father of a daughter, I can imagine this happening to any of the siblings that they sometimes feel that no, their other sibling is getting more love. In that scenario, I would probably ask them and ask more question. Why do they feel like that? What has happened? It might be a general gifts, clothes, or something like that. It could also be something which is more deeper than that. It could be some incident that has happened. Sometime I might have scolded her and I would have not cared for her. So I would love to talk to her why, so go deep into discussion to understand why she feels. It could also mean that somebody is trying to put something in her mind that, okay, see, you are a daughter, you are a girl, that's why people will not like you. So I'll have to go and dig deeper to understand what exactly is the reason without having any personal prejudice. Once I get that, then yeah, different scenario will require different tactics. If it is something which is about gifts and all, we can talk about that. We can see what gifts can. But if it is something deeper, if it is about mindset that since you are a girl, since you are a lady, you will not be loved, that require a more discussion, a more confidence giving to her, and telling her different examples where girls have gone above and beyond and achieved so much more. So it will depend on scenario to scenario. I would go dig deeper to understand why is that, and then take appropriate action. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Haritosh ji. Abu bhai, can you just help me in identifying the second participant for the
Yes,
sim?
it's absolutely, bhai. It's Nisha.
Nisha ji, are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the situation for you, your child is an introvert and does not speak to anyone except his own parents. He has no friends. So how you would be reacting as a parent on this situation? Over to you.
Thank you. Though it is very, means quite the very opposite to my situation. Both my daughters are quite the extrovert. They love to meet new people. But yes, I have seen children who are very comfortable around their family members, but don't interact with others. Uh, Particularly, has no friends. So first, I would just let her be. If my daughter had been an introvert, I would first have let her be. Telling her, it's okay. You don't want to talk with her, but you will have to talk sometimes. But you can do it whenever you feel comfortable. I would take her out more often to the parks where there are more children, so that she can meet them. On And nowadays we have public speaking platforms. I would make her join one such public speaking uh, platform where she can get to learn to make new friends. And even if that doesn't work, I would just go along with her, talk with her, be more her friend. And I hope little by little, day by day, she'll become more often, not an extrovert, she'll be more comfortable with other people around. I'll ask her to read books, uh, make friends like that. I would like to invite her friends for play dates so that uh, they can get comfortable in her comfort zone. So that's how I'd like to deal with the situation. I don't know whether I'd be right or wrong. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nisha ji. Abuji, can you just help me identifying the next participant, please?
Yes, bhai. It is Ruchi. And Sudeep, after you show that particular thing, after 5 seconds, if you can stop your screen share so that Param can show his card.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
Noted. Abu bhai, the next participant, please.
It's Ruchi.
Yeah, hi.
Ruchi? Yeah, hi. So the situation for you is your child is getting very much rowdy these days and has started using abusive language. He even hits other children. The teacher has a lot of complaints against him. Over to you.
Okay, so first of all, when the teacher is complaining me against him, I will not scold him then and there, as I have learned from the speech today. So what I'll do is that I'll understand whatever his problems are, and then I will have a one-on-one session with him. Like I'll ask him that what are the reasons and what are the things that are getting him aggressive about different things. Like why is he short tempered? So I would like to get into his psychology and understand the reason of getting angry very quickly. That is the first thing. And the second thing I would like to do is that I would love to hear from him that where are you learning this abusive language from? Like there must be somebody from him that he would be learning all these things. So I would ask him that, well, who are all your friends and everybody, from where you are getting all these things. So these are two things that I would like to ask from him, and then I'll explain him the lesson that you should always be patient and be peaceful. If you're having a trouble with somebody, it is important that you should talk him through, uh, instead of using the abusive language and hitting him. So it would be better for both of you to talk it through and solve your problems. So yeah, so it will be these three things that I would like to do with my child. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ruchiji. I would be inviting Pavanji for the next situation.
Yeah,
Pavanji,
thank you.
yeah, just give me. So yeah, just a minute.
Is it?
Yeah, just a second. The screen is not being shown. I think so. There is the system got hang. I would be just reading aloud the. Uh, let me try once again.
Sure.
Yeah. I hope this time the screen is visible.
Yes, right.
Yeah, just yeah. A fuzzy
Very
eater.
cute.
Yeah. So situation for you, Pavanji, a fuzzy eater. How you will be tackling it? Over to you.
Actually, I'm not a father. Right now, I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm a friend. But according to question, I will explain about my nephew. He's a fuzzy eater. Though he's only 8 years old, but he can eat lots of dishes at once. When I started eating with him, let me tell you one story. When I was at home and I asked him to come with me for a restaurant for out dinner. And he ordered one masala dosa and finished within 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. And then again he asked for one more and finished within 10 minutes. And you can't believe he again ordered one more dosa. I stopped him. No, not more than two. And you can't believe he said, Chachu, please one more. Then I said, okay, you can eat one samosa, and that is last. So after two masala dosas, he ate one more samosas, two gulab jamun, and came with me at home. At the night, he ate chola bhatura at home. And he's just 8 to 9 years old. So you can't believe a child can be such fuzzy eater. So sometimes I just I remember my childhood when I used to take maximum 2 or 3 breads at once, but he finished a packet at once with tea in the morning. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we have the last participant as far as time is concerned. Anushri ji. Anushri ji, are you ready?
I'm not Anushri, it's Anusha.
Sorry. Anusha ji, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, just 1 minute. So the situation is that you had warned your kids to be disciplined and not to eat anything when the guests are served snacks. The kid pounds on the snacks like a hungry lion. So the situation is that who was
Okay.
not doing so. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. I'd be growling inside. but overtly, what I would do is I would just smile and look around and say, wow, for a change, my kid is liking what I made. And though he's not managing to let you have your go at least he's had a chance to have a go at my cooking. Till now, I've never been complimented for my cooking, but this is the first time I think it's thanks to your presence out here that he's so thrilled about the food that I made. And don't worry, we guys will be going out for lunch after this. So these snacks, anyway, are to fill him and to ensure he doesn't become too noisy at the get together. The blessing in disguise is he's going to sleep off. He's going to sleep off after having so many snacks. To tell you the truth, I made these snacks actually for him and not for us because I wanted us to have a good lunch. This guy is eating paneer tikka, he's having all the muscles together, he's having, anything which I make, which he never eats normally. He's eating it today. He's eating it because of your presence, and your presence is really a lucky charm for me. And it has helped him to become a voracious eater and not a fussy eater, which he normally is. So, in fact, I would be finishing the problem of my person prior to me and my own. That is the participant who came before me, the fussy eater, and my own, who was a fussy eater, but who became a very cool eater the moment guests landed up there. With that, I hand it back to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Finally, with the respect of time, I would be requesting Paramji to generate the poll.
Poll is there on the screen. I request everybody to please vote. We have 23 members, 23 members who can vote. I'll be closing the poll in another 15 seconds. Sudeep, you can see the poll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be closing the poll in another 3 seconds. Thank you so much, everyone.
So I would be So I would be requesting and inviting Gita ma'am for taking things ahead in terms of the winners and for the.
Sudeep, for this session, you have to declare the winner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
So,
And then
I apologize. So now the tie is there. So there are two persons who is the winner. So with the first is the Haritosh ji, and the second is the Pawan ji.
Three, Anusha also.
Anusha. So there are three actually. Haritosh ji, Pawan ji, and
We are
Anusha ji.
tied.
Three
Yes,
times. So
thank you very much.
So this is the first time in the history, Abu Bhai, and that there are three winners at time. Congratulations to all and to the participants. Now with this, I would like to invite Gita ma'am to take the things ahead. Gita ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate the audience participation. It was such a fun-filled round. We enjoyed your stories, and I think now I will declare the result of the activity that was arranged, the stories that I got from the chat. So here, again, I really enjoyed each and every story. I enjoyed each and every story. Haritosh's story was wonderful about his kid, and then Nisha's story about her children. All the stories were excellent. Even this one, Shanan's story about her twins. It must be really, she must be really paranoid standing there at the station with the two kids. But since we have to choose only one or two, I will select two winners. Again, the tie is there. Kamaljit and Shweta. Kamaljit and Shweta, because they were handling the teenagers, and it's really difficult to handle the teenagers. Amazing. The stories were amazing. And now I would like to invite the next keynote speaker. The next keynote speaker. Abu, am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Shreya.
Okay. So our next keynote speaker is none other than Shreya, a wonderful person, a versatile person she is. She does storytelling. She's excellent in storytelling. She's excellent debater. So here, she's a second year chemistry honors student. She has worked as an HR intern in Youth Empowerment Foundation as a content writer. Oh, sorry, just 1 minute. As a content writer and copywriter in Digibulls, and is a co-author of book Khichdi. She has recently won an international conventional debate organized by Nimbus, Delhi University, as second position, and has won the Area 14 evaluation contest. She thrives towards establishing a community of like-minded learners and has thus started a debating initiative called Let's Debate. You must visit that. It's excellent, really filled with fun. So I invite Shreya, who will be our next keynote speaker. Over to you, Shreya.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am, for that lovely introduction. And my keynote speech will be based on something that we've always been through, and something that is more prevalent in the wake of lockdown. And that is planning things, planning initiatives, and a lot more things. We all plan so many things. We all make routines. We all plan initiatives, but we hardly stick to that. So we get examples of someone else who's doing it really well. But why aren't we able to do it? What's something that deters us from translating that one idea into action? So this is something that I'll be discussing. This is something that even I was badly struggling from. I've been great at procrastination, but I'm gradually learning it to uh, plan that timetable, to translate that one idea into action. And I hope that you must be interested to learn that too, because it's after all so prevalent. We guys are doing so many startups, so many initiatives, and a lot many things. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for the next keynote speech. So see you there next Tuesday, same timing. And I would like to hand over the stage now to our wonderful, wonderful Abu.
Thank you so much, Shreya. It goes without saying that we are super duper power infinity excited about your speech. Great. What a wonderful session. The session started with the fire from Gujarat. And it was, there was fuel that was added by Gita ma'am. How she went ahead and spoke the most important thing, that is called parenting. Any, as they say, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can become a father, but to become a dad, it takes a lot of strength, and this is applicable to both. Then we had Rose, the people who were single people at Toastmasters. You made us so emotional today with your story, but that's part and parcel of it. Such a wonderful story. And then the audience participation round. It was great. Such a wonderful package. Thank you so much. It's also very important to acknowledge people who have been working tirelessly behind it. The first person that I always look up to this person is none other than the most handsome Paramjot Singh. He is the timer for today, taking care of technical part. If anything happens without flaw, you need to understand in today's time, somebody has that eye for detail. Somebody is watching out, and that person is Paramjot Singh. So great job, Param, for leading from the behind. Shrajita Tyagi, for always going ahead and coming up with posters, working around in the background. And for all of you people, if you don't come, what is this Leaders Are Readers book club? Now, people, the year 2021 is knocking. Talk, 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 talk. And at Leaders Are Readers, we want to go ahead and give a fresh start to a lot of things. For that, we need your feedback. Right now, Param will be sharing a feedback link Now, people, it is very important that you go ahead and fill this particular feedback, because on the basis of your feedback that we will receive, we'll go ahead and we'll be playing around with the format. Param had told me right at the beginning that this is a place where we want to experiment. But again, it's not a foolish experiment that we want to do. We want to learn. We want to work. We want to plan like the Germans and execute like the Japanese. And we can only do that when we have your support. So people, we have a minute. Okay, I'll be numb. Please go ahead and update this particular file that Paramjot has shared. Please take 10 more seconds. Please go ahead. Let us know what do you want to see in Leaders or Readers for the year 2021. Okay, I'll assume that you all have gone ahead and shared your candid feedback so that it can help us to improve and upgrade. We want to come back with version 1.2. Now it's the time, the most important time, the time where we go ahead and click pictures. Okay, and today's pictures signature move is going to go ahead and I'll request Rose to go ahead and give a signature style for our picture today. Okay, so people, it's your time to click a picture. Your picture will go viral and you'll have so many followers. So please go ahead and switch on your camera. From USA, people have switched on their camera. From UK, people have switched on their camera. From Gujarat, people have showed. From Sri Lanka, people have switched on their camera. From Iran, people have switched on their camera. This is amazing. Rose, what's your signature move? Show it to us. Okay, this is the signature move. Okay, this is a partial Batman, I suppose. I'm not sure what does this move mean, but this is a very creative move. Okay, great, awesome. I hope there is somebody who's taking a picture of this as well.
Oh, yes.
Param,
Yes.
okay, great, awesome. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. It is always wonderful to have you all. We'll be there next week, and you who is coming next week. It's no other than Shreya Kumari. You have to listen to her. Okay, that will be all from my end. This is the time to call out. It's 9 o'clock, and as always, we start on time and we end on time. Tata.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
Apu.
you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye, everyone.